My child wanted to go viral. Unfortunately, this is the way that it had to happen. But he wanted to be a soccer player. Now recently again it went back to soccer. He wanted to be a YouTuber, but his biggest thing was he was going to be a star, and he will remain a star in my life.
In Fleurhof, Johannesburg, a tight-knit community was shattered in May 2025 when 11-year-old Jayden-Lee Meek, a soccer-loving boy with a smile that warmed everyone's hearts, was found dead. His mother, 31-year-old Tiffany Meek, claimed he vanished after school, sparking a desperate search by neighbors and local leaders. But chilling evidence pointed to a dark truth inside her own home, unraveling a case packed with strange clues and gut-wrenching betrayal. This is the haunting story of Jayden-Lee Meek's murder, a tragedy that's gripped South Africa. Just days before his death on Mother's Day, May 11th, Jayden-Lee Meek gifted his mom, Tiffany, a handmade card that would later break hearts across the world. Originally shared on her Facebook, the card's contents became public after his disappearance went viral. Inside, Jayden-Lee wrote, "Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will try to make you breakfast in bed. Thank you for being the best mom in the world and always taking care of me and putting me before yourself." On the envelope, he drew a heart with the words, "Home is where my mom is." That card, now a haunting memory, stands in stark contrast to the horror that followed. On May 13th, Tiffany reported Jayden-Lee missing, saying he never returned after school transport dropped him off at their Swazi apartment complex at 3:30 p.m. She claimed she was working from home, growing frantic when he didn't appear. Neighbors rallied, launching a massive search across the complex, combing stairwells, courtyards, and nearby streets, shouting Jayden-Lee's name into the night. Some checked dump sites, hoping to find his school bag. But Tiffany stayed distant, refusing to let police search her flat, snapping that there's just no need. By 6:40 p.m., with no sign of Jayden-Lee, the community reported him missing. But locals later criticized police for not joining the search, leaving them to hunt alone. But then came the heartbreak. Early on May 14th, a neighbor found Jayden-Lee's half-naked body on a staircase 2 meters from his door, still warm with bruises, but eerily clean, as if he had been wiped down. He was rushed to Discovery Hospital, but was later declared dead on arrival. The 12-hour search left residents devastated, with some questioning Tiffany's delay in reporting him missing. The next day, May 15th, Tiffany sat down in front of eNCA cameras, tears streaming down her face, begging police to find her son's killer and slamming their efforts as garbage.
11-year-old Jayden-Lee Meek went missing on Tuesday in a search that quickly turned to tragedy when the little boy's body was discovered on his mother's doorstep. Now, since then, no suspects have been apprehended in this family search for answers. For the first time, Jayden-Lee's mother, Tiffany Meek, is speaking out about the tragedy that has rocked their family. Tiffany, thank you so much for speaking to us, for being brave enough to speak with us. Maybe let's just start about speaking to us about what kind of boy Jayden was.
Jayden-Lee was very humble, outgoing, bubbly person. She didn't trouble anyone. He was a blessed and loved child.
Talk us through the day he went missing and you first, discovered he hadn't returned home from school.
So Jayden-Lee left for school in the morning, his usual time, between 13 minutes past and 15 minutes past 6 when his transport picks him up in the morning. He spent the day at school, which was confirmed by the school, and then time went by and still he was not there. Later, like not long after, my mom spoke to the lady, and then she obviously then phoned the driver. The driver phoned me to confirm that he did say that he dropped off Jayden-Lee.
And where are you as all this is happening?
I'm at home. I'm at home. I was at home the entire day.
And the moment then you discovered that, he was not going to return home.
At the back of my mind, it was always he was going to return home. It didn't hit me until I received the phone call the next day to say, come home, your child has been found. And that's when we then rushed down to my place of residence.
So you were not home at that moment?
No, I had spent the nights at my mother's place because my mother didn't want to leave me alone.
What do you make of police's handling of investigations?
It's been garbage. Sorry, mind my language. Jayden-Lee is an 11-year-old child. I went to the police station past 7 o'clock and they took forever to write a statement with me. They kept on asking me, oh, could it not be the father? Let's try the grandfather again, let's do that. And in all that time, as I'm writing that, I'm telling you, I stay in a certain place and these people are saying that they dropped off my child at that place. Are you not supposed to? This is a child. It's not a grown person. It's not a teenager that could have run away. This is a child. He's under 13 years old and you didn't dispatch anybody.
Do you feel police have been negligent or pointing fingers at the wrong people?
Extremely negligent, because we were escorted by a number of policemen to Fleurhof, and not one of them got out of their vehicle to go and search that complex. How much time had lapsed? There's bushes behind there. How much time had lapsed and what could have been done in that time? I'm saying that this is the last point of where my child was seen. Why have you guys not done anything to go and search everywhere around that property?
And what was your bond like?
Oh, Jayden-Lee was my life. And he will remain my life. Jayden-Lee came and I prayed and I said, thank you, God, for another year that I get to spend with my child. And now there is no more years. It stops here.
To those people on social media who are speculating and, have their theories, what would you say to them now?
I don't care about their theories. I know my heart and I know everything I've sacrificed and everything that I've done for my child and everything that I've gone through in order to make sure that my child is happy, my child is fed, my child is clothed. I've had to do it alone. So whatever true sense you have, it means absolutely nothing to me.
What would your message be to whoever has done this to Jayden-Lee?
Pray that the police find you before my family does. Because my family wants justice. I need justice. It's not fair. Jayden-Lee didn't hurt anyone. He wasn't a rude child. He wasn't someone who, he said something to somebody that made a person angry in order for them to do what they did. It was not my child. He never spoke back. He was not a disrespectful child. So why?
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for speaking with us. There you have it, Tiffany Meek speaking out for the first time following the disappearance and the discovery of 11-year-old Jayden-Lee Meek's body. Really saying the little boy had his whole life ahead of him, and whoever has done this should be brought to swift justice as the family really begins their search for justice.
What I found interesting in that interview was she claimed police failed to search the complex properly. And then we later find out that Jayden's body was found in the stairwell. So was Jayden being kept inside of her apartment that entire time they were searching? 2 months after that interview, there's been a major twist. The 31-year-old mother is sitting behind bars, accused of murdering her own 11-year-old son, Jayden-Lee Meek, in a case that's left South Africa stunned. It turns out that police found blood on Jayden-Lee's bed, school books, and bag, despite Tiffany's attempts to scrub the scene with bleach. A private investigator told eNCA the flat showed signs of a brutal beating, with Jayden-Lee moved to the staircase after he passed away. He was found in different underwear than what he wore to school, hinting at a cover-up. Tiffany blamed the blood on a nosebleed, but UV lights revealed stains on chipped bathroom tiles. Hours after he vanished, she bought bleach, mops, and gloves at a hardware store miles away. Neighbors heard thumps from her flat and a burning plastic smell from her backyard, where one saw her digging at midnight, but she claimed she was just planting flowers. Tiffany's secret life fueled suspicion. Locals said she worked as an adult worker, leaving Jayden-Lee alone as she met clients. Ex-posts echoed this, with one user noting she'd drive off at night, leaving that boy by himself. It turns out Tiffany was a true crime fanatic. She bragged she could outsmart any detective. Her past was troubled. After a messy split with Jayden-Lee's father, she moved to Fleurhof, scraping by with odd jobs. At her July 14th court appearance, Tiffany wept, charged with murdering her son, leaving the small community absolutely outraged and demanding answers.
So when this mother said, "Don't search my flat," that should have been a tip-off. That should have told them there's something happening in this flat. The fact that Jayden-Lee Meek's body was found warm the next morning tells me that he was in that flat, hoping and calling on those that were meant to protect a minor, would actually open down and break down those doors. We failed Jayden-Lee Meek as a community. We failed Jayden-Lee Meek even as SAPS. We commend them for the manner in which they have investigated that has finally brought to book the perpetrator. And we will continue to support this family at each and every appearance. And we will continue to raise our voices as mothers and as communities. Our communities are going through the most.
Police found a notebook with scribbles like "no one will know" and burn marks in her backyard, suggesting she torched evidence. The charge sheet says she struck Jayden-Lee with a blunt object, causing fatal head trauma. Deputy Police Minister hinted at more arrests, fueling theories of accomplices. Fleurhof residents who marched to Florida Police Station feel betrayed, as it sounds like Jayden could have been saved if the police acted sooner. Tiffany's bail hearing is July 18th, but with strong evidence, prosecutors are ready. Jayden-Lee Meek's murder, with its bloody school books, a mother's TV lies, and a heartbreaking card, leaves a community broken. We'll keep track of this case, so please subscribe.